We're back. It was a pretty magical interlude, wasn't it? No program involving magic would be complete without a woman magician. Yeah! Dorothy Dietrich has been elected to, this is important in that field, to the Houdini Museum in Canada. She's very young and beautiful, a little too young to be in a museum, but she is. She is America's foremost lady magician. Will you welcome Dorothy Dietrich? Dorothy Dietrich.
You know, people say to me, well, sure, she's a lady magician, but can she cook? I'll show you. You see, every time I try to cook anything at all, I burn it. It's terrible. I'm really not terrific in the kitchen. Like, for instance, sometimes we try to make hot dogs. That's a hot dog. This is Puck and the Wonder Dog. Thank you. Robert.
Yes?
Come on out, come on out. I just wanted to,
You're very beautiful, even if that's chauvinistic, I'm sorry, but you are.
Well, that's okay. This is show business. Now, Robert,
yeah.
You know, for over 100 years, men have been cutting and sawing women in half. And I think it's about time that ladies had the chance
Absolutely.
to saw men in half.
It's an abuse, it's epidemic, sawing women in half. I'm just tired of it. You're right.
So, are you busy?
It's about time a man was sawed in half. We have a volunteer from the audience.
Are you busy? I'll explain exactly what's going to happen, so you don't have to be nervous at all.
I am nervous.
Well, you'll see. This is great. Now, first of all, we have a couple of things here. This, it's the, I mean, if you're going to saw someone in half, you should have a saw, right? Is that a real saw?
Don't turn it on, I'll touch it.
Okay, touch it.
Ooh, is that a real saw? You bet it's a real saw.
Is that sharp enough?
Yes, it is.
Okay, now this is going to go around your middle.
Better be a large approach. This bud's for you, you know, I got carried away.
For right now, we're going to use this to represent
Well, certainly that'll prove it is sharp if it cuts the balloon.
It cuts the balloon. Well, you'll see, you'll see. This is great. This is just, you know, like a visual effect here. The idea is so you can see exactly
In other words, I would be represented by that balloon.
Yes. See, this is what's... Okay, I'll show you. Watch. So you place the saw in there, and then it goes across there like this, right through your middle, see? And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Do a suction lipectomy instead?
Well, you said you wanted to lose weight, so let's...
Oh, boy.
How about if you just lie down on the table? Let me get you a pillow.
Oh, muse of magic, protect me this night. What do I do?
Just lie down.
I want my head there. Oh, my goodness. I'm not real crazy about this whole thing. Yeah, I mean, it's a real saw. A real shoelace couldn't hurt me.
Do you want to take off your jacket?
No. Maybe it'll protect me a little extra. If it can cut through this jacket, it can cut through anything. The fat on my stomach, it's easy to cut through.
Okay, let's see how it fits here. Now, if this doesn't...
It's embarrassing if it doesn't fit.
Right. Well, it's okay. If it doesn't fit, we'll find someone else.
He needs a chubby size magic thing.
Ooh, look, perfect. Okay. Now, because you have such a nice outfit...
Put that saw a little lower, we'll have a bris here.
No, it's not that kind of show. Okay. You're so cute.
So are you.
Now.
What are you doing after the magic show? Oh, no. I'm very nervous about this. I'm not kidding.
It's okay. Because we're going to put a towel around in case there's any drips, okay? Right? Oh, that reminds me. Now, Don't get your hands anywhere near the blade, okay? Put your hands on the side here.
All right.
That's good. Don't go grabbing anywhere near the blade, okay?
I wouldn't be grabbing a blade.
Okay. Now. Oh, I should hypnotize you first, though.
Yeah.
So, look into my eyes. Robert, my eyes,
your eyes.
are up here. You get confused. I can see that. Okay. Just repeat after me. Our Father.
Our Father. Well, that's a Lord's Prayer.
It's a joke. Just kidding. Okay. Oh, let me whisper the secret magic words into his ear. When I do that, he'll become hypnotized. He won't feel a thing. Okay. Okay, here we go. He's hypnotized. Are you hypnotized?
I'm frightened. That's enough.
Oh, okay. Now, on the count of three, we're going to do it. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3 weeks ago, I tried this and the guy... Ah! It's okay, though. We're going to try it anyway.
Just count to 2.
Anyway. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go.
Sort of.
On the count of 3. 1, 2.
Oh, God.
3 pages were missing from the instructions when I bought this strip. But it's all right. I have been practicing. I figured it out. We're going to do it just right. Are you ready?
I have a piece of the rock.
Just think how famous I'll be if this doesn't work. There's a thought.
Comedian Robert Klein was killed yesterday.
It'll be in all the papers.
Mr. Klein was identified through dental records.
And
Klein was best known for going... a career that's...
you want to do that one more time?
You gonna count again?
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It could be your last. Here we go. Ready? Are you kidding? On the count. This trick will kill you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how we did. Oh, I think he's gonna live. That's one of it.
I am alive! I'll never be cynical again.
I'm so glad.
It's Christmas morning. Boy, you boy, that intelligent-looking boy, get the biggest turkey in the butcher shop. Maybe get a tiny tin. Dorothy Dietrich.
So how do you feel? Good? Isn't that great?
How the hell did you do that? I left it entirely to you. Our producer, Joe Cates, has worked with magic before, and he's been, in a sense, putting me on, saying, don't worry, there's a good deal of danger attached to it, but I left it entirely up to you. You haven't lost anybody yet, huh?
Not yet, no.
Yeah. Are there not many lady magicians, are there?
No.
Yeah?
Very few.
It's a very chauvinistic field, is it? You two,
Actually, it is, yes.
You
But
two
that's okay.
you two started as a child? Mm-hmm. And tell me about the Houdini Museum, which you are on display.
The Houdini Museum in Niagara Falls, Canada, is a museum which is devoted to everything Houdini.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of his original props there. And the gentleman who owns and operates it, Henry Mueller, found out through many things that he's seen me do, all the things that I believe in and that I do, and I've done a lot of Houdini type things. And I also did the jinxed bullet catch stunt.
What was that? You catch a bullet in your mouth?
Right.
Because gorgeous teeth, too. We'll want to hear more about that right after this commercial. We'll be back with our 3 magicians after this. Let's give all 3 of our magicians a hand. David Roth, Peter Samelson, and Dorothy Dietrich. Let's give them a hand. I think you left this. You have a very bizarre sense of humor, as talented as you are.
Thank you.
You're not really mean, though. You're very kind. And David, You know, I don't know how you managed to fit all this in, David Roth, in between your gigs with Van Halen.
I know, it's a business game.
You know, which do you prefer better, the wild rock scene or the coins?
This indicates my love for magic, I think, that I would appear.
Were you all, Peter, would you say that most magicians, modern magicians as you are, were influenced by the same people? Who were your influences, for example?
I think that there are a lot of theatrical influences that sort of made up my influences. But
you never saw Houdini, right?
I never did. I mean, there's a lot. You read about a lot of people like that, Dante and Thurston and Houdini. To me, there's a man who's still alive. His name is Tony Slidini, and he had a very big influence on me. I love watching this man's work. He's a genius, and if anybody ever gets a chance to see him, I recommend it very highly.
Today, with people being so cynical, I mean, after all, they knew the answers on the $64,000 question, and, you know, Marilyn Chambers was on the Snowflakes box or whatever it was. You don't find people like that anymore, I guess, do you?
Sure.
You do?
Absolutely.
It's
only recently that newspapers have been running, along with the astrology columns, little section that says this is for entertainment purposes only. Because people take that seriously. They believe in astrology and they read their futures, and some people make decisions based on it.
See, I thought if people really want to believe that, something like that, they will. For example, they'll look up on their birthday and it says, a good day to ask for a raise. And they say, right on. If I had a job, I would ask for a raise. Unbelievable. My moon's in Taurus, my head's in, you know. Now, David, we were talking about something. I had mentioned, and you backed me up on this, that it is tougher in many instances in sleight of hand to fool children because their minds are uncluttered and they can actually see more clearly than we adults in many ways. But you brought up a very interesting point about them, that at a certain young age it's harder to do magic for them. Why?
Well, this is because for very young children, let's say age 4, 5, 6, possibly even 7, they certainly enjoy watching magic, like anyone, but they haven't lived long enough to know an impossibility when they see one.
Isn't that interesting? They don't know it's impossible.
So you do the trick correctly, and you know the coin isn't supposed to disappear, so when it does, you're surprised. A child says, okay, that's good. Do another one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you have to wait for them to grow into it to appreciate the impossibility.
Some people have to be let in on some secrets. You have special craftspeople who manufacture some of your equipment, and yet it's just as mystifying as ever. Evidently, that's not so damaging. I mean, what is the true position of secrecy in your profession? How important? I mean, well, I think if you showed somebody how it's done, they wouldn't have any idea how to do it anyway, of course.
I'm sure Dorothy agrees that basically people don't really want to know. I know you all say you do, but when it comes right down to it, the fantasy is what works for us. And for us, what we do, the technique is not really important, very honestly, David, as you know, Robert. But you notice how the illusion created there.
Perfect.
The technique is not really important. It's like a dancer doing a pirouette or a musician playing an arpeggio. Our job is to create an illusion, to fool you, in effect. But there's more to what we do than just fooling you. That's not the whole reason we do it. We're not just up here to fool you. We're up here to create a fantasy theater in some ways for you, and to maybe say something, maybe to improve your life in some way or somehow give you something. And we're not taking...
Improve my life in some way. I hadn't thought of it that way. But Dorothy can back me up on this. We had a bit of a rehearsal earlier, and even this, I have no idea how you did it. I was nervous a little bit, wasn't I?
You should be. I mean, I wouldn't let... think about it, really, though. I had an electric saw, right? And you saw it was an electric saw. The blade was sharp.
Very sharp.
I mean, you would testify
Cut a
that
balloon.
it was...
That proves it.
Well, see?
It's one of the worst tests I've ever seen. Piece of wood. That's the only thing I saw. It even cuts a balloon, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
this Black & Decker will go through anything. I mean, that was a kind of...
I didn't want to scare you
even
too
go
much.
through porridge, you know. No, it's a funny test for it, though.
Well, you know, like...
My stomach did look like that. Certainly it looked like my intestines, which is, you know, sort of a good illusion. But I was a little nervous about it. And I look at all of you, and, you know, I'm not nervous amongst all of you, but I am a little in awe of it. I think it's wonderful. And I agree with you. It is magical and full of fantasy. Who is the best audience for magic, do you think? Age-wise or socioeconomically, yes?
Well, I think intelligent people, smart people, are a very, very good audience.
That's what I said in my routine, isn't it? My goodness, look at that ledger to me. They can't...
And they're not only, they respond better, but they're easier to fool. It's much easier to fool a smart person because, in a sense, a smart person is more predictable. If you say A to a smart person, they're going to say B. Somebody not quite that smart might say L or J.
No, if you say, hey, what do you want? You know, I would say, what do you want if someone said,
it's always a pleasure to work for intelligent people.
I didn't know a thing, so I must be intelligent. Come on.
For instance, this is a room of all intelligent people, right?
Right.
And the one great thing about being a lady magician is that I always have a handbag. And, well, the first thing you need is an empty handbag, which is very much a miracle, I think, these days. And, well, if you'll notice, if you close the bag and then reopen the bag,
Oh, my God.
that's magic.
Isn't that lovely? Yeah, it was up your sleeve. It was up her sleeve, that's obvious. Okay. Well, our time is back, and I want to thank all of you for coming tonight and performing so magnificently for our assembled company. I had a wonderful time. Thank you. David Roth, Peter Samelson, and Dorothy Dietrich. Give them a big hand.